Hello and good afternoon on the East Coast or wherever you are. It is the Full Force News Burst Live with me, Christopher McLeod AKA Diagnostic 80. Just thought I'd do a cheeky little live at this point in the day. Thanks to everyone who's already on. Hello, Philly Jones, and hello, Windblade in the comments. How are you guys doing? Yeah, just thought I would do a little bit of news that popped up today on HISSTANK, and then following that, we'll be talking a little bit about what we could expect tomorrow, which would be phenomenal to talk about, I think. So yeah, I'm so excited, man. More pre-orders. Is it just me, or am I the only one that's getting like crazy excited for this stuff every single week of the month of June? Hello, Durant. Hello, Jamie Lynn Parks. How are you all doing? Hopefully everyone's having a great Tuesday. Hope you had a nice holiday weekend, or just a regular weekend, and just a regular Monday for some people in the world. Anyway, yeah, it does feel like Christmas in June, doesn't it? Super Saiyan Berserk leaks something, lol. Well, I can't leak anything, but we can definitely talk about what we could expect tomorrow. But before we do that, let's have a little chat about some news that broke earlier today. Yes. So the wonderful folks at HISSTANK, shout out HISSTANK, Fran and all the team who do a superb job there. They broke the news this morning. I suppose it was earlier today. It was around the morning, kind of early afternoon. But they reported that Hasbro have applied for a new toy trademark at the United States Patent and Trademark Office, aka the USPTO. The trademark in question was a name very familiar with G.I. Joe fans, Heavy Duty, and is filed under toy action figures and accessories, therefore, without the E. Yeah, so boink, Heavy Duty, obviously very synonymous with fans of G.I. Joe. So this is an interesting one because I think everyone just immediately just goes to, yeah, it's going to be a classified figure. And I think that's safe. You know, it's a safe bet, isn't it, basically? But what I would kind of suggest is, well, not that we take it like carefully. Who cares? It's speculation anyway, isn't it? And I would expect Heavy Duty to be done in the line at some point. And I know a lot of people were basically already saying, well, we've already got Heavy Duty in the Roadblock Cobra Island version. And yeah, kind of mostly correct on that one. Anywho, I've just got a funny feeling, guys, that there are going to be leaks today. I just have a feeling that they're going to happen. They're going to happen in the next, like, I don't know, couple of hours or so for tomorrow. I'm just kind of like bracing myself, even though I went live now thinking, well, it's been a good amount of the day. Nothing's kind of broken yet. I've got a feeling we're going to probably see leaks at least tonight of what we're going to see tomorrow. So this could be a preview before a leak, which would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's talk about Heavy Duty then in this particular scenario. So HISSTANK explained that it is worth noting that this application is not a renewal. The previous Heavy Duty trademark, off the top of my head, I think is USPTO ID 8722171, is still active and is not in an expired state. Now, what does this mean? Well, obvious point would be that Hasbro plans to use the Heavy Duty name for an upcoming product, right? And with classified being so heavily prominent at the current time, it's not a stretch to expect classified Heavy Duty. And I think that's what we are all thinking. So for one thing, he would almost certainly have that massive weapon system. Let's have a look first off at this is the proof of the trademark filing. So you've got Heavy Duty there, and obviously all the other gumph that you need to know, I guess. But I just thought I'd put that on screen anyway. Not that we're all going to get into that, but you can. There's a link in the article that's in the description to go and have a look at that if you want to dig into it. What's weird is it's not a renewal, is it? That is kind of interesting. It's an actual, it's, you know, a thing. Jamie Lynn Parks, actually, that's a good point about Heavy Duty with Pet. That's actually an interesting point, because I would suggest that massive weapon system would put him in the figure and pet price point, especially when you consider what Scrap Iron did with his anti-armor drone, or his anti-armor drone. How is your anti-armor drone? She's all right. She's on pills. Also, how cool would that removable hat be? Okay, let's talk design. So Heavy Duty is cool, man. Like, it is a crazy awesome figure, in my opinion. So obviously, like the ripped sleeves. I think that would be like a secondary. I think a secondary would work really well there. And obviously, like the hat, you can have it so that it could go backwards or forwards. And I haven't got an image. I should have got an image, but he's got Joe written on the front of it as well. So it'd be like a snapback cap that you could utilize in the, you know, the classified realm. And I would love that. And they could reuse that kind of cap then, you know, make it a Tampo with Joe on it. And then they could reuse it for like hardball, or who else has a baseball cap? Like an actual baseball cap, not like a hat that with a peak on it, but like an actual baseball cap. Doesn't matter. But yeah, like it could be reused. So I'm thinking that this would be a pretty dope figure. On top of that, that weapon system is nuts. It's like a desk. It's literally like he's almost just lifted his entire desk up, stuck some guns on it, a couple of missile launchers, away you go. Minigun in the middle, two of those kind of like, and he's a laser weapons specialist, I believe. It's like heavy lasers. So there's two huge, like, you know, barrels either side of the minigun are probably lasers. And then you've got the two missiles either side. I mean, it would be cool. And then you've got the backpack that connects to it. So it would all like, oh, Cutter's a good one. Thank you, Jamelin. Yes. But that would all kind of keep it together in one place. And then you can have that like that heads up display, like light up thing on over the eye. That'd be so cool. They could really do something cool with that. Oh man, I would love a heavy duty, and you know, another black character as well. Fantastic stuff. I would want them to do a new head, honestly, in this one. I'd want a new head, and you know, new elements, especially. Like you could use the bigger body buck because he's a hefty fella, so you could use the bigger body buck. That's easy for me to say. He'd have to have those tattoos on his arm. You can see, kind of make him out on this shot. Look at that thing. That's weapon system actually looks more like something the Centurions would rock, wouldn't it? Doesn't it? It looks like something that Max Ray put on when he went underwater, or when I think it's like a Jake Rockwell special if it was painted kind of tan and yellow. But yeah, that would be freaking amazing. Anyway, I love the design of this guy. You know, secondary. Got to be a new head, definitely, and also the hat's got to be removable, so it's got to work with the head as well. Then I'd have a secondary for the shirt, like for the top with the ripped sleeves. That would have to be new. Maybe a separate bandolier possibly as well, or kind of like maybe merged into the secondary top to kind of keep him a little bit more form fitting. I don't know. It would be nice to have a separate bandolier as well if it worked nicely with the other secondary. And then tattoos on the bicep, which you can't really make out on this image. But he's got two kind of like crossed out, I think, snakes on his arm. So like, you know, every time he shoots someone down, he's got a tattoo on his arm, maybe. But yeah, I think this one would be so cool to do in classified, in the classified spectrum. And that's pretty much it for for that. Oh, I love the deco on his pants as well. So I've got notes that I should be really referring to. But yeah, the deco on his pants, I love that kind of bright on dark green kind of scenario going on his trousers. So I'd like him to, you know, I'd love them to kind of do this figure in classified series. I think the details would be nice on this one. I'd like, you know, like if they did that heads up display, which I would imagine they would. I don't see why they wouldn't. To kind of put some like detailing in it, you know, some like kind of targeting detailing. Hello, Matt O'Brien. I hope Phoebe is doing better. She's doing great. She's recovering really well. Thank you, Matt. She's like as if she hasn't had any surgery. So thank you very much, Matt, for that. The 50th anniversary 4-inch figure was also fantastic. Yeah, I absolutely bloomin' love this as an idea. And like I said, it's not confirmed. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're getting heavy duty, but it's very likely that that's the case at some point in the near future. And of course, you know, filing for the trademark at this point, in terms of time, you know, I'm not saying it's going to come out tomorrow, but maybe in 2024, maybe even further on than that. But I would be super down for this. So what I will say is that out of the information that we're aware of, like stuff that we've been, you know, privy to, and stuff that we have, you know, has been leaked. At this point, I don't think heavy duty has come up that we're aware of. Now, there are some code names we're aware of that don't actually have anyone attached to them. So there's a high possibility that heavy duty could be within that line plan. We just wouldn't know. but I think we could expect Mr. Lamont A. Morris at some point in the near future. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on Heavy Duty in the Classified series? Does Heavy Duty tickle your booty? Does Heavy Duty tickle your booty? How does he lug that massive desk with built-in filing cabinets around so effortlessly? I'll never know. But seriously, how awesome would that be? And also, how awesome would that a snapback in the Classified series be? I think that would be freaking awesome. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this as a possible option. Now, we'll also talk about what we could be expecting tomorrow. Do a little preview of the pre-order scenario tomorrow. Now, heavy rumors are suggesting tomorrow that the 3 items going up for pre-order, now there are 3 that we're aware of for each week. The 3 that are going up are expected to be Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent. Yes. Now, these are kind of like, this is the heavy rumor that's circulating about these 3. Let's go back to Grunt. So obviously Grunt was revealed at the start of Yojo June, or towards the beginning of Yojo June. I think the Monday in that first week of Yojo June. This was kind of like landed over the weekend, didn't it? So it was that Monday. Yeah, we already got Heavy Duty, the Cobra Island roadblock, lol. I did mention that earlier on, but if you're just joining, we've talked about that. Well, that's over now. But does Heavy Duty tickle your booty? Anyway, so yes, Grunt is a very massive possibility for tomorrow. I can't confirm or deny it, this rumor, but it is highly likely, guys. Okay, that's all I can really state until, of course, we may see. I don't know. I just have a feeling there'll be leakage. There's always leakage nowadays. Leakage and drippage and all that kind of stuff. Gross. Go and see a doctor if that is the case. But effectively, Grunt is on the cards. Now, lots of cool stuff about this Grunt figure. I love the fact that we've got obviously the helmet. We've got the steel core additional kind of head or helmet. Not really sure yet. I don't think that's been... I'm not sure if that has been explained as whether it is like a removable helmet and that maybe the steel core have like balaclava heads underneath, or if that is just a head. It's probably more likely a head based on the fact that, you know, putting it on a head that already fits another helmet is difficult to do. So I would imagine that's a head. Anyway, enough of that. The other cool thing about this Grunt figure is the secondary, and it has a kind of like flip down kind of like mobile device on the chest, which is so awesome. Like, I cannot wait to see that in reality. Like, that looks phenomenal. Now, if you're just joining, like I said, it's a rumor that's circulating that Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent are the figures that are being revealed tomorrow and going up for pre-order. Just so you are aware, okay? Yes, Eduardo, yes, I think this Grunt will pop up tomorrow is what I'm basically getting at. And I think we'll see it revealed in full as a figure and up for pre-order. That's exactly what I'm saying. What was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, yeah, and yeah, so I'm really excited to see what that little mobile device has on the screen, if it can come off the actual like chest thing that flips down, that hinges down. I'm very excited. Also interested to know what happens with that little name tag. Well, Eduardo, yeah, you say it's quick, but we had the name drop for Grunt so long ago, and I think they were just like spreading out, you know, the stuff for the month to show off, and like dropping a couple of reveals that you're going to see later in the month as pre-orders isn't a bad idea, because they're not doing like a full-on, you know, live event thing with, you know, the big chunk of name onlys at the beginning and then the renders and then that. So what they've done is they've effectively broken up what would have been a major live event. They've spread it around and they've thrown a HasLab in there as well. Like, that's effectively what they've done for Yojo June this year, which is pretty phenomenal. It's been a crazy month and it just gets even crazier. And I'm very excited to see these, if they are coming tomorrow. You know what I'm saying, guys. It's a rumor, but it's pretty heavily, it's heavily pushed in it. I mean, it's more than likely going to be Grunt tomorrow, as well as Lowlight. Yes. So, could we be seeing Lowlight tomorrow? I very much think it's a high possibility that we could be seeing Lowlight tomorrow, and I'm very excited at the possibility of that. See the kind of line I have to walk here. It's quite hilarious, isn't it? And also about as transparent as any good window. So yes, Lowlight is another one that is heavily rumored to be dropping tomorrow, and this is one that I have to say I'm also very excited about. Am I excited about? Is there one I'm not excited about? Not really. Retro Cabal, any news of Buzzer and Ripper? Buzzer and Ripper, we revealed a little while back. They're in the next wave of 5 figures. So not too long really to wait, is it, when you think about it? They'll probably be later this year in terms of reveals and pre-orders and all that kind of jazz. So they may, I don't know, they might drop a few reveals of some other stuff before the end of the month, but I'm not 100% sure what the deal is with that. Anywho, yeah, so Lowlight. No, you're welcome. No worries. Might be too dark to see Lowlight. Lols. Don't mind the pre-orders. Just need them to come faster than 3 months. You dig? Yeah, but I mean, we're getting a lot of pre-orders. Do you know what I mean? And they seem to have minimized the window, because guess what's coming to me in about a week's time? The Arctic Bloody Bat and Snow Job and Bazooka's coming as well. Finally, the standard issue Bazooka, they're kind of dripping over the blooming Pacific. What am I talking about? The Atlantic. What am I talking about? I know what blooming ocean it is. It's the Atlantic it's coming over for me. So yeah, and Figure Six Pack says, how soon for a Marauders version? I have to say, we'd probably get a Marauders version of Lowlight, wouldn't we? And I would love that, because that would be a cracking homage for me personally. As you know, my personal emotional connection would be that was the Lowlight I had, even though it wasn't technically the Marauders version. It was the UK kind of version that we got, which was a Marauders deco, but ever so slightly different in the shading of the particular colors. I mean, like hardly noticeable. You have to put them next to each other, get proper good lighting, and really take a look to see the difference. Oh, Legend, maybe I missed it, but do you think they will show off the SDCC exclusive soon? I don't know. Maybe they'll save that just for SDCC. So it's showtime, says Digital Diary. Nice one. I got that reference. Thank you. Because that's what Lowlight says in the movie when Falcon's going in for his court martial and he opens the door and he goes, it's showtime. So dope. Yes. Anyway, do I get HISSTANK early for review? No, I don't, John. I don't get anything early for review unless it's with like a licensee. I don't get anything from Hasbro necessarily. The only thing I get, actually, tell a lie, the only thing I get early from Hasbro to do reviews with are the collaborative Transformers G.I. Joe crossover things. I'm not saying I should do. I'm just saying that's the only thing I do get. I don't get any classified figures like that. I have in the past been sent, like, you know, the big stuff that all of the influencers. I'm not saying I'm an influencer at all. That is remarkably, it's just, you know, other YouTubers is what I should have said. YouTubers and podcasts and that kind of stuff, when they get sent the big promo boxes for G.I. Joe related things, then sometimes I'm in the hat for that. But it hasn't happened for a while. Again, I don't mind. Like, I don't even feel like I deserve it half the time. But with the HISSTANK, not a chance am I getting that early. No way. Just happy to get it. Honestly, I was in on that one, obviously, and I cannot wait to get that in hand. Lowlight isn't wearing a vest; it's molded on. That's correct. That is a new torso, I believe. Correct. Yep. Oh, while I'm dropping news, 20% off at Super 7 for Brian's birthday. Oh, nice. Go nuts. Anyway, this is cool. This is very, very cool. And again, I cannot wait to see it. And like I said, there might be leaks, which I am concerned about, honestly, because I'm definitely the type that wants to wait until like the day and have it revealed and be like, awesome. I'm not a massive fan of the leaks, genuinely. When they do come out, we'll report on it, obviously, because I'm not going to miss being involved in that conversation. But like, I'd prefer it if obviously everything stayed, in house, so that it could be revealed and get that kind of, that proper response that it needs. Anyway, that it's by the by. I'm not saying people that leak it are bad. I'm just saying that I personally don't like that. And like, if, for example, we might have got images of things that might be coming, they wouldn't be put out there. So from our side of the things, we don't. Do the Joe team get mad at the leaks, Super Saiyan Berserk? I won't talk on their behalf, but it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I think it does take the edge off. And like I said, I'm not talking on their behalf, but I would say that it's not a positive reaction in that sense. Yeah, this will help with his sniper poses, Smyers. Absolutely, Sam, sorry. Luke says, I'll be happy if the rumors are true, but I will be happy with anything that they put out. Absolutely. Matt O'Brien, Chris, what time is the stream? Think we will see any digital renders tomorrow for future figs? Now, they'll be doing probably the exact same thing they did last week, and on the 1st, it will be a pre-recorded event at 11 a.m. EST. That is, again, we're just going by patterns here, but it's pretty on point, isn't it? So expect an 11 a.m. EST with a following, 1 p.m. for premium Pulse members, 2 p.m. for the rest on Pulse, and then 1 p.m. for any, if it's an Amazon or if it's a fan channel thingy, and so on and so forth. So expect the usual scenario there. Okay. I desperately want to look at my phone. Anyway, also heavily rumored for, hello Jody, heavily like so far, if you just joined, heavily rumored for tomorrow are Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent. Yes, so Snow Serpent. We don't obviously have a digital render of this. This is one they've kept under their hat for a decent amount of time. Not as well as they did the eels. OMG. There was no name drop of that. There was no render. It was just, boom, there you go. There's some eels for you. There's some eels up inside you. Absolutely amazing. So that's what I like when they manage to sneak past all the leaks. When they sneak the leaks, I am happy. So that was a really nice surprise for everybody, definitely. So Snow Serpent, I have high hopes for this one, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed, guys. I do not think I'm going to be disappointed. How do they get inside you? Eels? I don't want to go into it, but just watch the Mighty Boosh if you don't know what I'm talking about. I am very excited for this figure. I think there's going to be some aspects and some additions to this that are going to make it phenomenal. It's a Snow Serpent, guys. It's a friggin' Snow Serpent, and I think everyone's very excited for this one. I've never noticed on the card art, by the way, just how massive, or in the foreground, the mortar missile is. It looks humongous on the card art. Why have I never noticed that before? That's absolutely hilarious, isn't it? Anyway, so like I said, these are the rumored things. Like I said, it's Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent. That's the heavily rumored tomorrow scenario, okay? Now, that's heavily rumored, doesn't mean confirmed. It doesn't mean official unless we get leaks, and I don't know, whenever it happens. I'm just expecting it to happen. If it doesn't happen, if we don't get leaks tonight, I'm going to be so happy. I'm just saying. Yeah, Snowdrop is actually being delivered to me, is what I was saying, Philly, from In Demand Toys. By the way, shout out to In Demand Toys, Nick and Mass. They used to not ship to the US. It was it wasn't really good business for them, like in terms of the shipping and everything. It was a bit of a nightmare. But guess what? They now ship to the United States. So If you struggle to get any of these figures in any way, shape, or form, then maybe hit up Nick and Mass at In Demand Toys. They're indemandtoys.co.uk. They are UK based, obviously, so shipping will be a little bit more. But you never know. If you're finding it hard to get something, they might be able to help out. So I'm just putting that out there for our American audience, indemandtoys.co.uk. Indemandtoys.co.uk, John, is the website. That's indemandtoys.co.uk. Okay? UK? Right. That's all I'm saying about this. Now, we do actually have a few others, don't we? We have a few other digital renders knocking about still. So in terms of my preview, let's just fully expect Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent, and then what if it's different? Then it's different. Do you know what I mean? But I would put good money on it because it's been heavily rumored. We even saw funny little tweets about it not too long ago, where someone, I can't remember where it was. Apologies for not remembering who it was that put the tweet out or the post, but it was like hinting that using the names of the characters to insinuate what was coming, etc., etc. Anywho, T-Glow has asked me a question here saying, do you think they would do 2 Night Forces in one HasLab? I think it would be better for a TF Airborne. TF Airborne, Tiger Force or Night Force, are you saying there? I think they might do 2 Night Forces. I think a lot of people are expecting General Hawk now, based on a few of the things that popped up just before the weekend. And again, I think that's a good possibility. I don't know exactly what version of Hawk they're going to stick in there, if it is going to be that. I had contemplated some sort of steel core variation, like a pilot or a gunner or I don't know, something like that. But lots of people are thinking it's going to be General Hawk, and usually, where there's smoke, there's fire. Yeah, that's right. It's not Quarrel. They're not going to do 2 back-to-back repaints, I don't think. Retro car back General Hawk. A few people are saying that would be pretty cool. I think we'll get to the next tier. I think we'll be all right. I know it's it's 13, almost 7, I think, at the moment, or 13.7 something. But I don't think it will be an issue. I think it'll pick up again. I really do. And if we get closer to the end, they're going to reveal the tier 3. Do you know what I mean? To kind of really incentivize people. So yeah. Anyway, enough of HasLab. I'm talking preview tomorrow, 13.701. Thank you, Windblade. Next up, then, of course, we've got obviously the Crimson Viper, which popped up in the back of. Obviously, we've had this digital render. There's a digital render of it on my screen, but this popped up in the background of Desert Commando, or was it Butter Pecan Snake Eyes that I've seen it referred to, which is hilarious and a great description because that deco is tasty. Anyway, it showed up in the background of one of Snake Eyes product shots, and so I'm fully expecting that this is going to happen at some point this month, probably next week, the 28th, because there's another one on the 28th. And yeah, and that's what I mean, obviously there's a possibility it could pop up tomorrow. I'm just saying, heavily rumored Grunt, Lowlight, Snow Serpent. Let's just keep that in mind. But Crimson Viper would be pretty dope, and I expect to see that. If we're going to see Grunt this week, then we'll see Crimson Viper next week. Do you know what I'm saying? If that happens, guys, we kind of know what's left coming up next week to a degree. I'm so glad Butter Pecan Snake Eyes has caught on. I know. I need a Crimson Alley Viper, says Adam. Yes, that would be nice. I am backing the HasLab. Get this for the freaking awesome helicopter, says Ben Tatum. Yeah, very good point, mate. Very important. Very good point. And yeah, I love that Glenda figure, man. I don't know what people are so angry about. Oh well. Again, it's different strokes for different folks. I totally get that. Some people might be into it and some people might not. It definitely tickled my berries. It definitely buzzed my berries. Worse thing to say than the first one, I think. Glenda rules, says Emprice. Yeah, so anyway, Crimson Viper is definitely an option. And I would probably say, if I was a betting man, let's put that Crimson Viper on the 28th, okay? If I was a betting man. Also, if I was a betting man, I'd probably push Firefly into the 28th as well, which leaves another figure kind of exposed or in that spot. Now, we have had one more like render reveal in that time, but we also know that this particular render reveal relates to a Walmart exclusive, and that is Shadow Tracker. We'll come back to Firefly and talk about that in a second, but I just want to get this out of the way because this is the other render reveal that they've done. I don't think this figure will be next week. I think this will be saved for a Walmart event because pretty much all of the Walmart stuff has kind of been like held back for either a Walmart event or they do it on one of those proper lives, and then it's already on Walmart, if you know what I mean. So I would expect that Shadow Tracker will obviously be, because obviously the leak listings gave us this as a Night Force figure or Night Force theme. Plus, he definitely shows up in that Range Viper card back. Not artwork, but render art on the front, definitely. So anyway, coming back to Firefly, I just wanted to get Shadow Tracker out of the way because I know it's another render we've seen, but I don't think that's going to be, necessarily a thing for this month, or at least for this tomorrow, and at least for the 21st or the 28th pre-order drops is what I'm getting at. Now, they could very well reveal Shadow Tracker and maybe some Target exclusives and maybe some more Walmart exclusives in this month, maybe. But I've got a feeling they're going to spread it out because it's been pretty intense for the pre-orders this month. And it's just been lots, hasn't it? It's been so much. So anyway, that's my headcanon in terms of where things are going to be positioned, right? I wanted to come back to Firefly because it's such a cool figure. And I do expect, like I said, this guy and the Crimson Viper to be on the 28th. And obviously, I'm looking forward to the night vision goggles, the cool backpack, the little drone, the little like vehicle drone. So cool. Also, can we have, guys, have we been doing constant leak checks by any chance? Like, going onto Facebook groups and Twitter and stuff like that, just to make sure I just want to make sure that I'm not talking about this as the leaks happen and then it's like, what a waste of a preview episode. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if we're still good, I think we're still good, we'll keep it going. And if anything happens tonight, I'll just do a news burst extra and I'll do it vocally and just do that. How's that sound? Good. Okay, let's move on. So Firefly, Crimson Viper, I expect on the 28th. And of course, Snow Serpent, Lowlight, and Grunt, heavily expected for tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not officially confirming anything. I'm just really going on heavily rumored scenarios here, okay? Just want to kind of give you some expectations. Usually I like to temper expectations. In this case, I just want to kind of push those expectations out of the window. Not with you guys with them. That would be really harsh. But yeah, let's just go crazy and just expect cool stuff tomorrow. But that's what I'm thinking. Grunt, Lowlight, Snow Serpent, and then Crimson Viper, Firefly next week. That leaves another space, doesn't it? Because we are aware and we can confirm that there are going to be 3 pre-orders per week per event. So that does leave one. Now I'm kind of putting Shadow Tracker out of this equation, like I said, because of the Walmart connection, because everything we've seen so far, Walmart and Target get their own space almost, and I know Dusty and Python Crimson Guard were revealed at the start of the month on the live thing, but it was like in tandem with Target, if you know what I'm saying. And also, we kind of knew about it for so long. I wonder if it was just, let's just get them revealed on the blooming show. We haven't really seen Walmart exclusives done in the same way, have we? Although, then again, that was prior to Yojo June. So we might get some Walmart. I don't know. I'm almost talking myself into possibly seeing Shadow Tracker at some point by the end of the month. Maybe. But like I said, I think there's an element here where they want to spread some of this out and they want to make sure they've got stuff. And they have got stuff, but make sure they've got stuff going into July, August, September. I know the months of the year. So that's what I would expect. And I would think there's another figure to go with Firefly and the Viper for the 28th. Who that could be, we've seen leak listings. We've got, names like Nunchuck was a name that popped up, and an Arctic one at that. As far as we are aware, Nunchuck is going to be Nunchuck. But again, if it is an Arctic one, brilliant. I'm all over that. Like I don't know, white on rice. But I tell you what, that would be amazing. You did miss the heavy duty trademark talk, John. I literally just said the details of the HISSTANK article, and then we talked through how cool a classified heavy duty would be. Anyway, so I think that more or less does it. There's Shadow Tracker. And I think there we go. Yeah, just that's the last slide. So we have got Yojo June, and we're in Yojo June, and it's crazy. And I both enjoy it and also kind of like dread it every year, because I know it's going to be an absolute work fest for me. It's going to be writing copy and putting slideshows together and doing live streams. But then again, I want to do it because it's fun, so it's great, and I wouldn't change it. I want all these fun, amazing, cool reveals and pre-orders and stuff. But the funny thing is, it is like Christmas. Like Christmas comes and you get all like that overly stimulated, and then January and February hit, and it is like, I don't know, it's like you're in this kind of like deep depression for a couple of months. So yeah. Oh yeah, John, the details about the heavy duty trademark are on the HISSTANK website. I've got the link in the description if you want to just go and check it out. But yeah, it's effectively, it's not even a renewal. They've just they've applied for another heavy duty trademark under like the toy, I forget what it is now, the toy and like action figure and something therefore, I can't remember. But yeah, you'll see, and it'll be fine. You can read. So yes. Grant says Sigma 6 heavy duty. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Hey Chris, how are you? I'd imagine we possibly might see a classified heavy duty or some sort of Joe merch in the future. Imagine if it's a Sigma 6 homage. Shout out to Justin. Absolutely. Shout out to Justin, who has been so busy this month. He hasn't been able to join me for a movie news burst chat, but we did a big one like the last time, but we've got so much to talk about. I mean, I'm not going to go into spoilers. If you want to enjoy the movie talk and all that kind of jazz, we kind of do it separately so that we can kind of talk about spoilers and things like that. And you guys know you're in a safe area that you can listen to spoilers if you want, or you don't have to, and it's totally cool. I'm not going to start blaring it out here, but Justin and I have got some awesome stuff to talk about. Right then. Cannot wait to see what's coming tomorrow. Yes, pre-order preview, as I said. Expect Grunt, Lowlight, and Snow Serpent. That is the kind of rumor at the moment. That is the kind of guess that we think is going to be the scenario. I am going to call it a day there. But before we do, and if you've got any other last-minute questions, we'll just transition into my face. How? Face transition. Right. Okay. Super Science says, Nunchuck really happening, OMG? Yes, Super Science Berserk. And Nunchuck was a name that popped up. It was a long time ago when we got the information, but then obviously the leak information kind of came out. It's like, yeah, we were aware of that one. So happy that that's like almost like when the leak listings come out, or when they kind of sneak out, it's like, yeah, do you know what? That's confirmation for me. So it's like, it just kind of makes me feel good that it's like, yeah, that's check. So yeah, excited for a Nunchuck. Could be Nunchuck on the 28th. I was talking about that other figure. There's others though, there was definitely other figures though that were mentioned in that leak. And I forget what they are now. I know it's Shockwave, but it was Night Force Shockwave, so that's more likely Walmart. I mean, there's Tiger Force Flint for Target as well, and then the Python Patrol, Nabokov, and Tolstoy. I mean, I don't know when we're going to see those, but again, I've got a feeling they might be pushing that for July, or the little gaps in between now and next week, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. Budo would be great, Ridge Vlog T, and TF Jinx as well, T-Glow, 100%. Original Recondo, Eduardo, yes, please. Very surprised they haven't dropped that yet. I imagine he might be in like a 5-figure wave at some point, or they're going to drop him in some other random thing. I don't know, but I do want to see that. Hardmaster Ben, that's a great shout. I'd love to see a Hardmaster in Classified. Definitely. And Blind Master. I just want to see everything. Right. I am going to call it a day. Guys, it's been a pleasure chatting with you guys. Like I said, just a quick recap. Hasbro have applied for the toy trademark for heavy duty at the USPTO, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. The trademark in question was a name very familiar with JoJo fans, heavy duty, and it filed under toy action figures and accessories, therefore. It's not a renewal. The previous heavy-duty trademark, just off the top of my head, USPTO ID 87222171, is still active and is not in an expired state. So just to kind of reinforce that, does that mean there are 2 heavy-duty trademarks? Probably. I should have looked at the other trademark just to get a bit more information, but you can do that. You guys are more than capable of checking the USPTO out. Retro Cabal, are they bringing back Retro Card 6-inch? Yes, Retro Cabal. It looks like Retro Duke, Scarlet, and Cobra Commander have been leaked in terms of listings, and it's likely that they will start like a new, renewed retro cardback series. We don't know if it's going to be Walmart again. It might just be like a Pulse thing, or it might just be everything, like specialty, fan channel, but everything, everything. But yes, Retro 6-inch is definitely on the back. Not seeing any leaks on Facebook. Good, thank you, John. Keep me updated if you do see any. If they do leak, we'll be posting it as well, because that's, the thirst engine that is the full force needs that. Alpine, yeah, want to see Alpine, definitely. I'd take Alpine as the 3rd tier, yeah. I think it would be wicked, Justin. Yeah, just under Anderson, absolutely. Okay, and obviously Cobra Commander is a retro carded one as well, yes. But that retro, I've got, so the leaked listings are like Retro Duke, Retro Scarlet, Retro Cobra Commander. It's going to be probably the same Cobra Commander, just with a regular logo, because it's the Mickey Mouse logo on the HasLab one, on the HISSTANK HasLab. So it's very likely that they might even change the deco. They could do the dark blue. I don't know. They might just make it very simple and then have the opportunity to do another repaint down the line. Who knows? I certainly don't at this point. Thank you, Retro Cabal, for the super chat. That's very kind of you, and thank you for all of your comments and support. Very much appreciated, Retro Cabal. Thank you very much. Okay. Smash the like button. Hit subscribe, yo. Let's get some subs up in here on the YouTube channel. It would be great, actually, because I feel like we're like, I don't know, it just feels like we still feel like a fledgling YouTube channel, and we've been doing this for years now, which is Norfolk for years. So anyway, had a blast. Great chatting with you guys again today. I'll be back tomorrow to react live to the pre-orders and reveals and all that kind of jazz. Obviously, what else am I going to be doing? My actual job. No, I'm kidding. I will see you guys on the morrow. I might see you tonight for a Newsburst Extra, depending on what leaks. I've got a horrible feeling, is all I'm saying. If it doesn't, I'll be really happy, because 1, it means I don't have to do any more work tonight, and 2, I prefer it, to be surprised. Anyway, as I said, heavy duty Hasbro trademark. That was the first bit of news, and then we did a preview for the pre-orders tomorrow, possibly, and it's heavily likely rumored to be Grunt, Lowlight, Snow Serpent. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have a great evening, and I'll see you on the next one. You know what to do, you cheese bags. Sounds so mean, isn't it? Anyway, stay fresh cheese bags. And after 3, 1, 2, 3, full force. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.